Indy Mogul.
Hey Indy Mogulers, Russell here on location in an alley in Asbury Park that probably doesn't look like much now, but this is where we'll be shooting the climactic scene of my upcoming short film. And for once, I actually made sure to go through the proper channels and make sure we get permission to shoot here, thanks to the efforts of my producer, Jason Allentoff. Oh my god, who I interviewed recently about his own feature film from 2002.
Hello, camera. I'm just like a bad penny. I keep turning up. All right, Russ, can we start now?
Most of you probably do what I always do when it comes to finding locations. You just find a place you like and you show up and shoot. But with a bigger cast and crew and a more professional setup, you'll want to go about things the right way, like we did when wanting to shoot on property in the township of Asbury Park. The loud, very loud township.
Actually, city property. Asbury Park is a city, and there's a lot more hoops to jump through when it's a city compared to a township.
Okay, so let's say you want to shoot on city property. Jason called the proper authorities in Asbury Park to inquire about this alleyway, and what did they tell him?
To use the city of Asbury Park on any street, you need liability insurance worth $2 million. You need $500 a day to shoot, plus a $250 permit fee. There's a $50 fire permit fee, a $65 an hour fee for a police officer per man that you have on the set, and $400 for any electrical use, plus the electric bill. So for 1 hour of shooting in city property, on city property, would cost you $1,200.
When you're working with little to no money like we are, your best bet is working on private property, which, as Jason found out, this alley is. So what do you do if you want to find out if a location you want to shoot at is private property or not?
You would call either the township or the city, and you'd find out what street you want to use, all that kind of stuff, and they'd be able to tell you what it is, if it's public or private. So in our case, when I gave them the address of the alley, they said, oh, well, we're not in charge of that. That's the supply store.
Great, so this alley doesn't belong to Asbury, it belongs to the store that owns the property. So now we knew who to call, but what should you say and how should you conduct yourself once you find out who owns the property?
You introduce yourself, and you're very careful with the wording because sometimes they think you're about to sell them something. Right. So they immediately get their back up against the wall from the get-go. So if you start them quietly and carefully and you explain that you're doing a short film and what you're intending to do with it, film festivals, internet, that kind of thing, then from there you can go into, we'd like to use your location and we won't need that much time. You know, it's almost like the front pitch right away. You have to get to them right away, let them know what you want to do, your intentions, right. And then they start asking other questions about, well, what do you need to do? And you're not going to alter my property, anything like that.
Let's say that you've now called the owner of the property, they've said okay, you can shoot there, but you'll want that in writing so you don't get screwed over if they change their minds at the last second.
You have them sign the location agreement form. Make sure you do that before you step foot on their property with any equipment. Right. So try to go and do this before the shoot, like a week or two before, or even more far in advance to secure the location, especially if you're concerned about someone being flaky about it. It pretty much says that you're not going to damage their property, that they're not going to get paid for use of the property, that if they need provisions, either covering up logos or anything like that, you'll do that. And also, you're liable. You, Russell Hasenauer, as the film director, and me as the producer, are liable in case something happens in that place.
In the description of this video, we've linked to a template of this agreement that you'll want them to sign, the same paperwork that we used to acquire this location. Now, we had another location that we needed to fill, a convenience store, and I recorded Jason making that call to the location that we're hoping to get. We didn't get the owner or a definitive answer yet, but this is a great example of how to conduct yourself when making that call.
Yes, is the manager or owner in, please?
No, he's not today.
Okay, let me just leave my name and number if possible. My name is Jason Allentoff. I'm an independent film producer. We're doing a short film that we're going to be submitting to film festivals and online, and we're going to be shooting in June. We need the use of a convenience store for a couple of scenes, and we'd like to film in your store.
Okay.
So let me give you my number just so you have it. Hopefully you pass it along to the owner, and it'll probably take either one night or 2 nights depending on how it goes, preferably after you guys close, like at 10:30 at night, something like that.
Yeah, because we close at 10.
Yeah, if we did it after hours, that would be better for us. We won't interrupt your business and that kind of thing, and we probably wouldn't need it for too long. Most of it takes place in the parking lot, but there'll be a couple of shots inside the store.
Okay.
And the phone number is
That's all for this week. Over the next 2 weeks, we'll be showing behind-the-scenes features from a group called Lucky 6 Productions, who produced them while working on their new short film, which I've seen, and it's very good, very professional looking, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all came together. And who knows, if these episodes go well, we might set a good precedent for featuring others down the line. No pressure, Lucky 6 Productions. Check out their work, their channel's on screen and linked in the description below. See you later. See ya.